As a practitioner of infectious disease and emergency medicine with international certifications in tropical and travel medicine, I know of no cases of human illness that have been directly or definitively linked to wild geese, including Giardia and Cryptosporidium. The CDC also recognizes this fact that there's no direct link between disease and wild geese populations. So my feeling thus is that the issue with the geese is that they're more of a nuisance to the people of the town and to the public, and not a health risk, which in my mind, and I think everybody else is here, does not justify killing them, particularly when there's more humane means of population control available. If we're going to make the argument that this is a public health risk, I'd like to see some definitive evidence that diseases have been linked or injury to the public has been linked to these animals, and not simply the fact that we don't like their feces around and they hiss at us when we walk by with our dogs, particularly when they're nesting. I certainly don't think that justifies killing an animal. Thank you.
Excuse me, what was your address again? I'm sorry, you said Edgewater?
305 Franklin Court, Edgewater.
There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else in the public wish to be heard? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Lena Campbell, 312 Livingston Court, Edgewater. I've been a resident of Edgewater since 2003. And just from my own viewpoint, I kind of like every year when the Goslings come out. We're a pretty tight-knit community at Independence Harbor. I've been talking to a lot of my neighbors. Unfortunately, several couldn't come tonight. But I think what kind of hit me was I have neighbors whose children every day walk up and down that walkway. They walked up one day. They've been watching a mama goose on her eggs, for at least a couple of weeks. They're crying. They're distraught. I mean, this is something that I just found out about today, and I know that a lot of people from Edgewater are going to be really surprised when this happens. So I live in Independence Harbor. We've never had a goose problem there. I mean, we certainly use those cardboard-driven shepherd cutouts, and it seems to do a really good job. Like, I'm kind of hoping there's another way to get rid of the concerns about the geese besides killing them.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyone else in the public wish to be heard? Yes, ma'am.
Hi everybody, my name is Karen Vargas and I live in Maywood, New Jersey, and I'm just here to say...
Excuse me, what's your address?
Maywood, 150
Maywood?
Lennox Avenue in Maywood, New Jersey.
Thank you.
And I'm just here to say that I come here all the time to shop and dine, and the one reason I come is to see the geese and the ocean view. And I really hate to see the geese go, if you could please cancel the contract with the USDA. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else in the public wish to be heard? Yes, sir.
My name is Jerome Mandel. I live at 928, 928 Duck Pond Road, Newton, New Jersey, Sussex County. You can tell from my shirt where I stand. I just heard about this situation. Actually, I turned on my computer. I heard about it about 5 o'clock this afternoon and scooted down here from Sussex County to be heard. It is meetings like this, I should say situations like this, that make me ashamed to be a human being. And I am sorry to say it, I'm not here to badmouth anybody. However, the state of New Jersey, the United States of America, and all the other countries in the world pretty much are falling short of the mark when it comes to animal kindness. I'll try to make this brief. In fact, I will make it brief. All I seem to be hearing about is kill, kill, kill. That seems to be our answer to every solution. And I just want to say, it wasn't that many years ago that the USSR broke up into a bunch of different countries. And the United States is going to be 240 years old this July 4th. And I very much doubt that we're going to be here for another 240 years. My prediction is either the 50 states are going to become 50 different countries, or the regions, the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, the Midwest, Northwest, and Southwest are going to be different countries. There is going to be a time when humans are going to realize that you cannot eat, drink, and breathe your money and possessions. And it seems to be with black bears, deer, turkey, geese, fish, any animal The idea is just kill, kill, kill. And I'm just begging you to start using your hearts. I'm not accusing you people here, but I'm begging mankind to start using their hearts instead of their heads, and be a little bit kinder to animals in every respect, not just hunting, but it is disgraceful as to what we do to animals. In summing up, it has been said many times that the United States, certainly in these political debates, the United States thinks that we are the policemen for the entire world. Well, on an equal platform, people think that we are in charge of all plants and animals. We are polluting the air, the land, fresh water, the salt water, cutting down the forest. We are extracting minerals and other resources from the earth. We are increasing the temperature of our atmosphere. And I think the most horrible thing of all is what we do to the animal population. Every life is valuable, and not one life is less valuable than that of a human. I am urging you to please consider carefully what you're doing to these birds. They're innocent, they're defenseless animals. They've done nothing, okay, to warrant this. Thank you very much for your time and report.
Thank you. Anyone else in the public wish to be heard? You've already been heard, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Mallory Martinez, 16 Hudson Terrace, Edgewater, New Jersey. Sorry, but I got some other stuff to talk to.
Turn on.
I think, I'm sorry, I got some other stuff to talk to.
Sure, this
Although I
don't
am-
lead to any matter.
I find it deplorable that we would guess anything. There are other ways, we know that. I was on the council back then, we talked about it, we just didn't follow through. All we did was put those dog signs because they were easier. Anyway, at the last council meeting, I asked about the Consumer Fraud Act.
I told you I would have an answer for you today. I did look into it at the end of last week, but I wasn't able to get you an answer. But I will, and I'll communicate.
Okay, because I did go on the federal site, and as you know, it's, first of all, it's very expensive, because even to open a document, you gotta pay, and then to print out. So-
I will look into it. I did, honestly, I forgot about it, but I remembered at the end of last week, I just wasn't able to get you the answer, but I will look into it.
I appreciate that. Waterford Towers, Waterford Towers had a pilot agreement as far as taxes they got. For whoever might not understand, a pilot agreement essentially is they pay a certain sum. It goes directly to Edgewater, not the county. And it was supposed to be age restricted. Well, Waterford is not age restricted any longer, and you can go on the internet and find that it's now renting on a weekly basis. I don't know when it became an Airbnb or a hotel, but in any event, it shouldn't have a pilot agreement anymore. They should be paying their fair share of taxes. Years ago, when we broke it down per unit, they were actually paying less than I was per unit than I did for my house. So if you could find out about that and have an answer for me. Did the mayor and council fill out their financial disclosure forms this year? And if they did, has it been done correctly as opposed to last year when only Councilman Bartolomeo did his accurately? I will go online, but I wanted to ask first to save some time. My other question is the ferry bus. Now, I think it's, I congratulate you guys. $29 deduction in taxes is a good thing. Any deduction is a good thing when taxes aren't raised. And I found, I find you have creative ways lately to raise our tax income, whether it be on permits, and there's a lot of different ways you're gaining money. But one way you keep skipping over is the ferry bus. I think the ferry is a great thing. I think it'd be better if it ran all the time and on weekends. However, I do not understand, because we are hemorrhaging money as a taxpayer. And why we are not at least charging a nominal fee, $1. I mean, I travel, no, this town does not subsidize me with my gas, tolls. My daughter travels to New York. This town does not subsidize the tolls or a bus. Why did we pick out one segment? And I could understand that, you know, the developers who own all the high-rise along the water, this also helps them. But why aren't we charging? The ferry bus gives door-to-door service. The town bus that takes seniors shopping doesn't even give door-to-door service, but not just seniors, residents. I don't understand this. I was behind the ferry bus one day and they pulled into the Colony. We have lines all the way back, pulls in, door to door to door. I just followed them, just to see. Door-to-door service for free. Why are we subsidizing that? We get 25 cents a ride. The ticket, it's very expensive to travel to the city bike, and it's a wonderful way to travel. I get that, and it is a benefit to the town. However, the rest of us who don't use that shouldn't be subsidizing it. It's unfair. You know, it's unfair when I see my Easy Pass. Can I send the borough my bill? You know, maybe you'll, you know, could do a quick pro quo there. Anyway, thank you, and I agree with these people. We should find a humane way. There's, you know, when I'm down in Florida, they have the hotels and the resorts have a thin thread, which I talked about this previously. You could just put it up along where the field ends and the water begins, and the ducks do not come past. They won't come past anywhere where they can't just make a sweep in to land their eggs. There's so many different ways. I don't know why they're trying to rank for me and nobody else. Did you just say that for me? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is anyone else in the public wish to be heard? David.
Katie Jones, 359 Undercliff Avenue, Edgewater, New Jersey. What exactly does the gassing entail? How is this being done to the animals? What's the process?
We'll answer after you're done.
No, I
Ask the
need to
question.
know this.
We're going to answer.
No,
we
because
go
I have a
over
part
form,
two
and
and
it's
I
been
have a
done.
part.
It's been done for how many years now, Brett?
This is the fourth.
Okay, so it's been
And
done
is it-
in
is
20
it-
other
Do
municipalities.
you take
Bergen
them
County.
away and gas them?
I don't know the
You
exact.
do it
way
on
they do
premises? How is it? You do it on premise? You do it out in the open? This gas is going into the atmosphere?
It's a USDA approved program, Katie, that's
A
all.
lot of things are USDA.
I know, that's what
And
this-
that doesn't
this-
make them right.
That's what this is.
You know, a nation's greatness and its moral progress is judged on a
I agree, I'm an animal lover myself.
Well, then I don't understand how we got here. I really don't.
Yes, sir.
Point of order.
Point of order.
Point of
Yeah, I know.
order is, I'm speaking now,
We're gonna skip
and you're
the
not.
order.
That's
No,
the
you
point
know,
of order.
the rules are, we'll answer when you're done.
Yeah, okay, so he doesn't get
So
one.
so let's
I
just
just say point of
continue.
order throughout your
Yes.
entire dialogue, Ms. Jones. You can just keep going, I can say point of order as much as I'd like to. So get that straight.
Oh, get that straight?
That's correct.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yes, sir. You must feel really big right
Well,
now.
Rocky's rules of order,
Okay,
thank you.
all right, so, do we have anything set aside for the destruction of the roads in Edgewater, for more construction that's going on? Do these guys have to post bonds or anything? Neighborhoods, the streets, you can't even drive down Myrtle Avenue. These guys get to build homes, they get to sell them for $1.5 million, whatever, and the streets are destroyed. Do we have anything in place saying they have to fix the streets when they're done? Hello?
We're not gonna answer you. Just-
Why are you not going to answer yes or no question?
You're gonna waste your whole 5 minutes.
But believe me, every 5 minutes spent up here is a waste.
Wow.
Coming here at all is a waste, okay? Such as those I look at, all right? Yeah, you got it. You got it. I just don't get it. The town's being torn apart, and there's nothing in place to repair anything. All the roads, it looks like a ghetto, so I don't understand the point of having $1 million homes when you can't even drive down the street. And, what are we up to on the ball field now? 30 million? You know, Dougie Dorito told me this a while back. He was on the council in '86. I think he was on with your father. I called him up when this was all happening, and he said, yeah, Katie, when it's all said and done, it's going to cost the borough about 30 million. And I said, oh, don't say that, Doug. And he was right. And quite frankly, it's a free-for-all, and it's an ATM. And you're so worried about that, and yet you do nothing about the geese. do nothing about it. You don't do anything that's civil or good for the public. When is it all going to end? When is it all going to end? When is it going to stop? When is the free-for-all going to end? $29 deduction. I'd like to see the whole budget. I'd like to see a line-by-line itemized budget. I'd like to see how you got there, and I'd like to see how many times we rolled over bonds and refinance things to get to that $29. And I'd like to know in the next tax quarter how much it's going to go up, because we know when it goes down, it inevitably goes up. So that's what I'd like to see. I'm going to stand here for 5 minutes and have. I'm just going to wait till that time runs out. You know, you don't want to talk.
We're gonna move on then if you're done talking.
I'm sorry?
We're gonna move on.
What if I sing something?
There you go.
Go ahead, help yourself.
There you go, go ahead.
How come I just don't understand. Brian Christensen used to have a give and take. He wasn't afraid to discuss things with the public. I mean, maybe he had more of a command of what was going on, but he was always willing to have a dialogue, regardless of, you know, he took the challenge. I don't understand why people would want to run for office and be in charge, but yet, and be leaders, but yet be afraid to lead and take a challenge that comes from the public. That's, to me, that goes against everything that it means to be a leader. If you just sit there and you don't respond, what kind of leader are you? I don't get it. I just don't understand. But I mean, you people are so rude on so many levels. But anyway, why is there how come there's no give and take? How come there's no response? You wait till the end, then you barely answer anybody's questions, and then no one has a chance to respond to that, so you continually get away with murder. And I guess you will continually get away with murder, because very few people show up from Edgewater. God bless these people. They have great communities. Park Ridge, I'm familiar with, Sussex County, wonderful. They show up, they care. Unfortunately, we have a community that's been destroyed. Everything's been taken apart, everything's been infiltrated, and everything's been dismantled so that we don't get to speak with one another.
Anyone else in the public, Mr. Garrett? Yes, sir.
My name is Jim Mazzone. I'm at 16 Williams Terrace in Cliffside Park. And even though I live in Cliffside, I spend a lot of time in Edgewater, specifically to come down to the waterfront and sit and relax, and be around the nature. And it's such a beautiful, stress-reducing experience. And I just found out about this this weekend when I met these people, and I just couldn't believe that practices like this are even still in use. When I remember years ago, my aunt used to work at the courthouse in Hackensack, in Bergen County Courthouse, and she told me the same story. They had the same problem with the geese, and it was a disaster. And they did what the other lady said with the scarecrow-type dogs, and it worked beautiful. The problem was solved, and some other methods they used. And I just can't tell you how upset I was all weekend hearing this story that gassing animals, as you can see from my shirt. And I don't only love animals, I haven't eaten them in almost 20 years. And when you become a vegan, you see things through a different light, and you wouldn't wish. I would show you some videos from people I know that have gone undercover into factory farms to produce the food that everyone here, I'm assuming, eats. I could guarantee you, you may think twice about ever eating food again. But that's a whole other debate. But all I can say is I love the animals. I love the geese especially. And I spend hours sometimes along the riverfront by Whole Foods and that whole area down there. It's really, I'm sure there's got to be something that can be done to keep the residents satisfied and everyone else. So please, whatever could be done, we would really appreciate that.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else in the public, Mr. Garrett? Comment?
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, I don't think this was your initial choice to legalize the geese. I think after many years of Edgewater residents coming down here, well before Veterans Field was closed down because of remediation, using the track, unable to use the 3 baseball facilities because all of our kids or our neighbors' kids, boys and girls, were coming home with goose droppings the field is totally covered. Our 1/3 jogging track, our picnic area, and our 3 diamonds, both the big diamond and the 2 softball or regardless of what operation with the Little League, girls softball, it got to a point where they couldn't play. And if you remember, when Nita Rose was on the council, I believe that she may have been one of the council members to recommend the cutout dogs and place them at various locations. We also adopted a dog, if you recall, and that was kept at our facility, the DPW facility, on the north side of the American Legion. That dog was let go almost 8 hours a day, while there was a DPW personnel down at Veterans Field.